Welcome back. So, today we have temporarily available engineer squads. Yay! Eh. Alright, so what's going on with this? Basically, there's two squads that are back from the grave, and there are some other premium engineer squads that are discounted. So, what's back? Well, at BR1, there's the Soviet engineers with the Type 38 Arasaka. We'll talk about them all a little bit more when we look at them in game. There's the engineers with the KBSPWZ-38M from Germany at BR3, and there's some discounts for squads with gold. So we've got the American Premium Squad with the Winchester and the Japanese squad with the Typeco rifle. So, in game, looking at these guys, when they first came out, and they came out a long time ago at this point, they were really cool because Japan wasn't in the game yet, and they get the Type 38 carbine. And there was no other way to get an Arasaka in the game. Now, personally, I never got them because they're a four-man squad, and I just don't like four-man squads. Bump them up to 5 and maybe 6, and I'll be happy. The thing with them coming back is that they're coming back at their full price, so they're 37.50. If you really need a premium engineer squad for Russia, then maybe. If you played for the Stalingrad event where they came out with the assault engineers, though, I would just use them over these guys. I think they're going to serve your purpose better. As far as the tree, I'm not sure if there's any alternatives to them right now. I don't think that there are. But I also don't think that you're missing out on anything by not getting them. Sure, they've got Type 38 carbines. Sure, you've got 4 engineers. I just think there's much better premium squads that are available. So for me, they're a Dodge. Moving on to America, we have the Winchester boys. They're discounted. Now, there's a couple of things that are different about them. And well, there's a lot more than that, but there are two that are big. Number one, they're discounted, so even their starting price is actually lower than the Arasaka boys by what 300 gold, but they're discounted down to 2400, so that's not terrible. And they come with a poster if that's something that you care about. I don't, but sometimes they're cool to have. Now, they have the same drawback that the Soviets have in that there's only 4 of them. They have the upside of having a neat semi-auto rifle. It's BR2, which is also kind of nice. It hits relatively hard. The downside to it is that it only has a 5-round magazine, but it's a BR2 semi-auto rifle, so, take what you can get. Between all of the ones that are available, I think these and the Japanese guys are probably the most promising from like a competitive standpoint, I guess. The German boys aren't bad though. We'll get into them, but they're not priced as competitively. So, if that's something that matters to you. Personally, I would dodge all of them just because they're four-man engineer squads, but sometimes you gotta feed the snail, right? So, looking at the German squad, I think they potentially have the most interesting weapon here. They're at BR3, so they're going to be at the same BR as the Gewehr 41. And they have the KBSPWZ-38M. It's a Polish semi-auto rifle. I actually think it looks pretty cool. The looks kind of remind me of a cross between a Browning Auto, like the shotgun, and the ZB rifle, or the ZH rifle. Um, the BR4 one. I'll pull it up here. This one, right here. Like, obviously they look different, but it just reminds me of it. Regardless, they're 35.50 gold, so it's not terrible, but again, there are probably more effective squads that you can get for the value. But If I was going to pick up any of these, this is probably the one that I would pick up, and it's just because I think the gun's cool and the gun's unique. It has a 10-round magazine, same as your Gewehr. It hits for 12 damage, which is a little bit lower than your BR2 American counterpart, but it's not bad. I think it's just a cool gun. The downside, it's still just 4 engineers. I'm hoping that they go back to some of these squads and they add more guys onto them, but, you know, we'll see. I won't hold my breath. But they're at least neat. Finally, closing things out, let's look at Japan, and they should have their Type Co squad. I don't think I have them. Yeah, here it is. I was wondering where they were listed. So they're 2415 gold, so not bad value at all. They come with the Type Co rifle. It's a semi-automatic rifle with a 10-round magazine. Back in the day when these guys came out, I was actually incredibly disappointed that they made this a premium weapon because I felt like this should have been the end of their tech tree. Because at the time, I think they ended with like the Type 4. And I really wanted a domestic Japanese design that looked Japanese, but had a 10-round magazine. Um, because at the time we had like the Type Hiei and the Type Otsu, and I'm pretty sure we had the Type 4 at that point. But the Type 4 really is just a Garand clone, but different. And I really wanted something like this to sit like right here. Um, so I think it's a really cool rifle. It's also BR3, which is really nice. It hits pretty hard at 13.4. It's got a 10 round magazine. I don't believe that it has the hinge action, but it might have the hinge action. It's been a long time since I've tested one. We might actually test it here in a minute. The other thing is they have these sick coats, and I just think they look really cool. Like, of all the squads, this is probably the most dripped out of them, and I like that. Of course, the downside is there's only 4 of them, same as every other squad. Here, let's try them out. I'm pretty sure that these rifles are similar to the Johnson in that they have like a rotary magazine inside them, but I might be wrong. Okay, so this does have the hinge action. It doesn't feel as annoying as some of the others. I think it's a little bit quicker. I mean, it's still a little bit jarring, but I don't know. And there's the jackets. I think they look cool. I like them. They're probably my second choice. Um, First for like value for what you get. Second choice overall. I just think that the Polish gun for the German squad is particularly cool. The American squad's third, and the Russian squad comes in last. I just getting a 4-man rifleman squad with Arasakas when you can already get Arasakas and you can already get bigger engineer squads. It just ain't it for me, Chief. So let me know what you think down below. Hopefully, we'll see some announcements on what the new squads will be for this next update soon. But I look forward to seeing what we get. As per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.